The sun sets on my life. About this, you're the only one I know. About this, on my own. Breathe.
legendary. Hey, I haven't played it in a couple days, so we'll play it again.
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man, what you going to do?
For centuries, smart investors have used farmland to build wealth. Unfortunately, owning farmland has
Coming through. Yeah, man.
Those poor guys were taken advantage of and victimized to make that damn scene. Sellouts, coons, Uncle Toms. All right. All he doing is just doing the stanky leg. All right. He just wanted to have some fun. Let's get back to the show. The dark origins of Valentine's Day. Sometimes, I'm sure like people like the Chronicles of Judah, the people who have done research, some of these holidays you celebrate probably have some dark history and origins to them. They have no authenticity to them. All it is ham and eggers and knuckle draggers and mouth breathers basically trying to tell you need to participate in this to make me happy. And then let's read where these origins have come from. I have two stories on this one. All right, we're gonna rip Valentine's Day a new a-hole. Valentine's Day is a time to celebrate romance and love, which we already qualified as a myth. And Kissy Face, I don't know what that is, Felty, he says, but the origins of this festival of candy and cupids are actually dark, bloody, and a bit muddled. Though no one can pinpoint the exact origins of the holiday, one good place to start is in ancient Rome, which we always say romance, romance, and Greece as well. These places are geographically close, all right? Closer than you know. It says close Mediterranean base. Let's just call it that. It says where men hit on women by, well, hitting them. Woo! These wild and crazy Romans, from February 13th to the 15th, the Romans celebrated the feast of Lupercalia. The men sacrificed a goat and a dog, then whipped women with the hides of the animal that they just slain. The Roman romantics were drunk. They were naked, says Noel Linsky, a historian at the University of Colorado at Boulder. Young women, Brigham Young University. All right. Shout out to Brigham Young University. Does it say old women? Nope. Does it say old 40-year-old women? Nope. Does it say single mothers? Nope. Does it say... It says young women. Do you hear me? It says young women were actually lined up for the men. Men. Did they say old men, young men? They didn't distinguish. They said for the men. Ah, yes. Oh, boy.
Are you a freshman at the university?
No.
You look like a freshman.
Yeah. Joe Biden lined them up and said freshmen over here, sophomores over here. Right? It says young women are actually lined up for the men to hit them. Linsky said they believed that this would make them fertile. This is how young they were, boy. I tell you, hitting them would make them fertile. Boy, this tells you how young they were. Boy, I'm a little embarrassed. Jeez. These must have been young. Oh, boy, these weren't freshmen. I beg to differ here. Here we go. The Bruto Fete, I don't know what that word is, included a matchmaking lottery in which young men drew the names of women from a jar. All right, now we have young men and drawing names from women in a jar. The couple would then be coupled up for the duration of the festival or longer if the match was right. And then the ancient Romans may have also been responsible for the name of our modern day of love. Emperor Claudius II executed 2 men, both named Valentine, on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century AD. Their martyrdom was honored by the Catholic Church with the celebration of Saint Valentine's Day. All right, last one. Later, Pope Gelasius I muddled things in the 5th century by combining St. Valentine's Day with Lupercalia to expel the pagan rituals. But the festival was more of a theatrical interpretation of what it had once been. Linsky adds it was a little more of a drunken revel, but the Christians put clothes back on it. They didn't stop it from being a day of fertility and love. Around the same time, the Normans celebrated Galentine's Day. That's Galentine's Day in our world, it's Galentine's Day when the girls go out together for Valentine's Day. But Galentine or Galantine meant lover of women. That was likely confused with St. Valentine's Day at some point, in part because they sound alike. Wow. So as you see, it just got muddled up, and Galantine or Galantin, Galentine's Day got confused with Valentine's Day, the origin of the original Valentine's Day, and then it turned and evolved into this love. And we know what Shakespeare has done. Shakespeare, we're not going to read through it, but Shakespeare definitely used romance as comedy. This is where you get romantic comedy. A lot of the romance in the Shakespearean plays were based on tragedy or comedy. It was not based on reality. And a lot of people took from Shakespeare the love stories and they developed into this romantic myth, but they were oftentimes used as comedy or tragedy. All right. So in this one, it says that today the holiday is big business. According to the market research firm IBIS World, Valentine's Day sales reached $17.6 billion last year. This year's sales are expected to top $18.6 billion. But the commercialization has spoiled the day for many. There you go right there. Helen Fisher, sociology at Rutgers University, says we have only ourselves to blame. This isn't a command performance, she says. If people didn't want to buy Hallmark cards, they would not have bought and Hallmark would go out of business. Hallmark. So as you see, people are forced into participating in this holiday only because people think it is a tradition based on love, and really it's not. Really it's muddled in confusion. All right, and there it is, the legend of Saint Valentine, and they'll talk about exactly what we read here. All right, so are we following me right now? All right, so romantic love, I read that. All right, here it is, the myth of romantic love may be ruining your health. Romantic love in Western societies is often portrayed in a stereotypical way. Two yearning halves who search for each other to find their complete original state. Few find this bliss because it is a myth dating back to Plato. And this is written by Suzanne Bosmer, giving credit where credit is due. A woman. In Greek mythology, the perfect lovers were joined together and sliced into two. Love then is the desire of each part to find the missing other. This myth lingers on in popular culture, love stories, and romantic comedies. It affects our social identity, hopeless romantics, namely, which for many is formed by a stereotypical scripted portrayal of relationships. That is crazy. It's formed by stereotypical scripted portrayals of relationships. This is why, and I'm going to tell you guys, a lot of women are imprinted early. Disney, romantic comedies, these romantic books for teenage girls, their crushes on pop stars, puppy love and all of this stuff. And what happens is they find you have a desire for them, and then they make you fit into this scripted mold of what you should do in order to get their love, right? And if you do something other than the script, you're in the wrong. You're like, what's wrong with? She's like, what's wrong with you? Don't you know love? You don't know anything about love. You just finished playing pickup basketball. So you're like, what am I supposed to do? And then she tells you based on the script what you're supposed to do to get her. And if you should alter in any way. She says, yeah, Twilight, all of these things. This is all programming, and this woman pins it perfectly by saying the myth lingers. It says it affects our societal, social identity, which for many is formed by stereotypical scripted portrayals of relationships. Often, less consciously, we keep on searching for our missing half. These are the Owens, the ideal, but divorce rates attest to why this ideal doesn't exist. This is what I've been saying over and over again. I've been called a misogynist, bitter, hurt, what have you. But I'm telling you right now, I'm in the right on this one. You guys are the hand and eggers. You guys are the mouth breathers and the knuckle draggers. Anyone who believes in romance, anyone who believes in love, anybody who believes in this idea of hopeless romanticism and finding your second half, you guys are in the Twilight Zone. You guys are out of line. And oftentimes, guess what? You're almost always the most unhappy with relationships. And then most likely you're the ones initiating divorce because the person doesn't follow the script. She says nowadays many people escape into the virtual world in search for their ideal relationship, which I think is dumb. Online dating, flirtatious messages, and sexting are often used as an antidote to loneliness, lack of intimacy, and the painful experience of loss. In cyberspace, we can be whoever and whatever we desire to be. This gives us pleasure, but it seduces and lures us into the imaginary, the world of the unconscious, where desires we didn't even know we had are immediately satisfied in the virtual world. She concludes, here we go right here. Let's skip to this part. No, let's not skip to it. It is easy to become addicted to the virtual world because real life love can't compete with it. I've been saying this from the beginning. I said you can't compete, especially if she is in the virtual world. You can't compete. Even if your wife is in the virtual world, you can't compete. She's going to get high levels of endorphin kicks, and she's going to get high levels of feedback that you can't keep up with. So if I real love desire her in real life, I can't compete with it if she's in the virtual world and using that as well. This is for, and let me just tell you, if she's using that from the jump and then you meet her somewhere 4, 5, 6 years into her virtual world experience, she's gone. She can never be loved in the right way. Okay? She can never be loved in the right way. Just like those women that had the Tinder swindler. These women admitted to be on dating apps for 5 years and continuing to be on dating apps. And guess what? They haven't found success. And they think you're in the wrong, but it's really them. They've ruined themselves. All right? For some, a return to reality is difficult. Just like I said, or even impossible, as rising internet addictions and online infidelity show. This can result in various emotional stress, hopelessness, anger, and pain, and behavioral reactions: fight, revenge porn, divorce, substance abuse, binge eating, and or not eating. The link between stress, a broken heart, love sickness, mental health, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, insomnia, and physical health exhaustion is well documented. You guys stay up all night texting. Who wrote this here? It was edited by Beth Davey. I'm giving credit where credit is due today. I'm following I'm practicing what I preach. Let me give you one more and then we'll do some super chats. It says right here, the burdensome myth of romantic love by David C. Dolomite, not Dolomite, and Betsy Vandenberg. Let me tell you something. These some old people that wrote this. Right? David and Betsy. There was a part that I wanted to read this. This is what I wanted to read. The Western fixation on romantic love creates a crushing burden for mere mortals. Meaning, you knuckle draggers, you mouth breathers, right? You ham and eggers. It engenders a powerful myth regarding love and courtship. It engenders a powerful myth. Let me give you one more and then we'll do some super chats. It says right here, the burdensome myth of romantic love by David C. Dolomite, not Dolomite, and Betsy Vandenberg. Let me tell you something. These some old people that wrote this, right? David and Betsy. There was a part that I wanted to read this. This is what I wanted to read. The Western fixation on romantic love creates a crushing burden for mere mortals. Meaning you knuckle draggers, you mouth breathers, right? You ham and eggers. It engenders a powerful myth regarding love and courtship and marriage, that a fallible human partner can not only share our passions, but sate our existential yearnings. Contemporary couples expect much more from marriage than it can realistically deliver, a phenomenon noted by social psychologists. She says, as Eli Finkel of Northwestern University observes, most of us, quote, most of us will be kind of shocked by how many expectations and needs we've piled on top of this one relationship. A lot of this time happens. He's not doing this and he's not doing that. She's not doing this and she's not doing that. Guys, you're placing unrealistic expectations and too much onto one person, and many people are guilty of doing this very swiftly. You will do it right off the rip. Oh, you like me? Okay, do all of these things. It's impossible. The problem arises from the myth of romantic love The problem arising from the myth of romantic love affect not only the secular culture, but also people who, while trying to adhere to their faith, must deal with the competing ideology, mythology surrounding them. We all fall prey to the lure, and so the rise of romantic love myth has coincided with an increase in marital breakdown. I got to read that again. We all fall prey to the lure, and so the rise of the romantic love myth has coincided with an increase in marital breakdown. Emblematized by a 50% divorce rate. So all of this romantic love, which should be so easy to achieve, often these standards are heaped onto people. Seeing these dreams of Valentine's Day, in which the man often gives and he receives very little, and then she still says, I'm not happy. Right? And it says right here, a recent study at the University of Maryland's Phil Cohen reinforces the breakdown narrative by showing that the marital satisfaction has declined in the last several decades. In the 1970s, 68% of Americans say they were very happy in their marriage. To date, it's 60% that say that. All right, so I'll try to leave these links in the description box for you to do your own reading and research to draw your own conclusion. But this Valentine's Day, what you're chasing, this romance, love, it all sounds fine. And listen, ladies, I'll sell you a dream for about an hour. Ladies, I have no problem, and this is where we're going to get into the Simp Olympics. We'll do that. I have no problem selling you this dream for about an hour. You got an hour on the clock. Tick, 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 tick. We'll go dancing on the ceiling. We'll go singing in the rain. We'll get the flowers out. We'll get the horse and carriage. My horse and carriage is for hire, senora. All right, that's Eddie Murphy joke from Raw about Desi Arnaz from I Love Lucy. Giving credit where credit is due. I'll play this game, ladies. I'll let you put on that red dress and slip on your high heels and some of that sweet perfume. This is Johnny Gill. It sure smells good on you, and slide on your lipstick. Yeah, man, put on your hair weave. Yeah, we gonna do all that, baby. I'll twirl your ass around in the rain. We'll dance between the light posts. We'll dodge each other. We'll do You're the One That I Love. Ooh, 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 yeah. The one that I love. Yeah, bro. We'll do that, man, for about a good hour. After that, face in the pillow, ass tooted up. Listen, that's it. All right. You got 1 hour. That's it, ladies. 1 hour. After that, you attach to my spinning wheel. Handcuffed, hands handcuffed right there, legs latched in. I'm going to spin your ass around, and we're going to play a game. Tick, 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 tick. Wherever the pointer lands and points to, that's what I'm taking on. That's what I'm pleasuring next. we gotta play both sides of the thing. We're not just gonna romance for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, get carried away, and then go home. Oh, why don't we sleep and cuddle together? No. We doing prawn. If we're doing romance, we're doing prawn the same evening. All right, that's how I do things. And go ahead and listen to this woman explain why peace leave is not a gift. And she's gonna explain it. She has a very thick, I believe, a Caribbean accent. I can't pinpoint what it is, but let's listen.
When not going on the date. And ladies, by the way, let me just say this. Let me just say this categorically and unequivocally. Our Tony is not a gift.
Our Tony is not a gift. Our Tony is not a gift.
By itself.
By itself.
I've heard from last year, a lot of men have been complaining that they're giving
I love her accent.
Gifts to their women, and their women wouldn't even think to give them a gift.
Isn't that ironic? A lot of the gifts are given by the men, and then the women literally repackage their body in lingerie and present it to you. Ma'am, I was sleeping with you last night. All right, that ain't no gift.
A lot of women are banking on the fact that, oh, well, I'm going to, have sex with you, so that's the gift. Ladies, don't be trifling.
He said, ladies, don't be trifling. She's my Jamaican queen right there. Shout out to you, queen. All right, your face getting a little wider, though, but that's all right.
Don't be butterflies. Don't be ungrateful.
Yes.
Enough of we have nice, clean man. Because as we say, and every man dirty.
Ooh.
A lot of us have a lot of kings out here.
Kings.
And if you have a man who has been going hard for you and who goes the extra mile, you need to go the extra mile for him.
There you go. Okay, what do you suggest, ma'am? Miss Kitty.
Buy a new underwear.
Oh.
You can go down a town. You're not going to be Victoria's Secret. You're not going to be La Perla.
I don't understand, but that's okay.
You can go downtown any look away and buy a little nice fancy set.
I would be lost in Jamaica, really. I don't know the teams and all of the stuff that she's saying. I would be like, I don't understand 90% of what you're saying, but it sounds cool. I wouldn't get a Jamaican accent. All right, Boomba Clot and What the Blood Clot around here. All right, shout out to What the Blood Clot. That's all I know. Boomba Clot, Blood Clot. Why they everything all, me understand, coach, me understand teams. Me understand teams, Boomba Clot, and you got to move it this way and to go down to town. And I don't know what they talking about here. And I'm not even shuffling. Boomba Clot. She sound nice, man. But she sound like she would chew your ass out in that accent, too. Let's do these super chats. Oh, man. If she really got angry, I wouldn't know what she was talking about. All right? I would be like, I'm trying to understand you. Sana says, Divorce Corp, rubbing hands like Birdman. Shout out to my Jamaicans out there. We do things. We do big things around here. We big boys, we do big things. Is that Jamaican? Do I sound good? Sound of Divorce Corp is rubbing its hands. You can fall for this fairy tale. I'm gonna tell you, man. I even though I did get married, I never was really into love like that. You know what I mean? I never was really into a believer. I'm too pragmatic. I'm too logical. I'm not a oversized cranium knuckle dragger. I'm not just a believer in things like that. It's hard to get me to believe in stuff. I'm very much, what do they call it? There's a term for it. And they call Generation X this term. We're, gosh darn, what is the term? It's hard to sell us something. I can't remember what the term is. Somebody help me out. I can't remember what the term is. But that's what, skeptic. Not skeptic. Is it skeptic? Skeptical? I think that's the term I'm thinking of. Skeptic. Yeah, I'm a skeptic. I'm basically like, if you tell me something, I think it's skeptical. Logical is one thing. Pragmatic, yes. Skeptical, you gotta sell me on something and it gotta make sense. Like right off the rip, I'm gonna just be looking at your ass like. I'm not a pessimist. I definitely is more of a realist, but you can probably think I'm a pessimist. I'm always gonna look at what could go wrong because I'm skeptical. I'm like, wait a minute. So you're saying, and skeptical people typically came from situations where they came from broken type situations, like typically men that came from broken situations, or they had war, or they came from hard settings growing up, it's hard to sell them anything. If you came from happy times and it's every la 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 la, what's that movie, Pleasantville? If you came from Pleasantville, you can get sold and bamboozled and hoodwinked on everything. Every time you go somewhere, you're gonna get hoodwinked. But I'm like definitely more of a skeptic. I literally gotta be like, it gotta make sense to my life, and it has to be practical application. And I'm gonna start right off the rip. I'm gonna be like, oh look, man, you're gonna have to sell me. I'm gonna need to see some research. I'm like, nah, man. I've been around this block too long, especially when you're pushing me. You're pushing me to do it. I'm gonna really be like, that's it. All right. I don't care what you were saying was true. I'm not doing it.
We're gonna have the
On
time
purpose,
of our
just
lives.
on purpose. You're like, look, man, you're not giving me time. You're pressuring me. You're trying to make me do something without thinking about it, without evidence. No. I'm a skeptic, and I think Generation Z has been left alone, as latchkey kids for so long. most of our generation is very skeptical. That's one of the characteristics of Gen Z. Like baby boomers fell for every damn thing. Any agenda, any agenda that came up, baby boomers fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. They're the opposite of skeptical. All right, they just believe any damn thing. They went with it. They got it and manipulated and hoodwinked and bamboozled. So much so now, I mean, just look at them now. They scared in a hole somewhere, right? You can't find a baby boomer out in public. If they are, they tipping around like this, like the Pink Panther. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. They face covered in masks. They walking around with face shields. The baby boomers out of their mind, scared, all right, because they fall for everything. But Generation X, you know what Generation X has gone through? Let me tell you what we've gone through. We've gone through the end of the Cold War, where we were basically bomb sheltered, evacuated on a regular basis through drills, okay, in school. Like, Russia gonna get us. Russia was always gonna get us. Iran is always gonna get us. You know what I'm saying? Saddam Hussein was gonna get us. Like, there was always a boogeyman and a boogie monster around here. We're like, oh, they gonna get us. And after a while, they never got us. So and now they be like, the next person gonna get us, and we be like this. Generation X, like, word, they gonna get us too? Got it. Right? You normally gonna get got by your own people. So we often been scared. We were young adults at 9/11. We were younger adults in Desert Storm 1 and 2. Right? So we had the weapons of mass destruction. I mean, you name it. You name it, Generation X we're looking at it like, bruh, when is any of these things gonna come true? Y'all keep telling us. All right, so by the time we get to 2020, we sitting there, we staring at y'all Martin Luther Lee. Y'all gonna die if y'all get some droplings on your lip. Generation X like this here. Yeah, we had all the serial killers, the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez running around Los Angeles when I was a kid. He's just like, what? He gonna get you. You got to live in a yellow house. Oh, Lord, have mercy. They scared us with just about everything. It's the same when you have kids and you sell wolf tickets to your kids. After a while, your kids gonna stop believing you on just about everything. So this is what Gen X has been going through. We had to go through a whole 9/11. Oh man, they flying planes into the middle. We like, what is going on? Who did it? And then they flashed up Osama bin Laden. We was like, there he is. The boogeyman finally got us. Then they went to war with Saddam Hussein. We was like, we was sitting there like this, huh? We was like this. Yeah, they was like, hey, watch out for that. I'll get to the super chat. They was like, watch out for that. Remember the mailing thing? Oh, they mailing you powder. You gonna open your mailbox. You gonna open the mail and the powder gonna get into you. What was that powder called? I can't remember it. They had the Unabomber. Don't open boxes. All right, bro. Killer bees, bro. It's anthrax. Yeah, you gotta go through anthrax. They send it in the mail. How many people you know got some anthrax in the mail? Then they had the Washington, D.C. shooter, sniper. All right, I'm just like, this is why people do not believe in Generation X. This is why we don't believe you. If you ever wanted to know why Generation X is a skeptical, I think that, what's that dude named Alex Jones? He probably Generation X. He don't believe a damn thing. Michael Jackson sleep in a hyperbaric chamber. Oh, what the hell? He had a mortgage crisis. Hey, you could get a interest-only loan. You could pay no interest for 5 years. Then there'll be an adjustable rate. Generation Xers was looking at it like baby boomers was buying up homes left and right. Right? Baby boomers was like, hell yeah, we probably can get it. Ruined your credit. Baby boomers homeless to this day over that mortgage crisis. I'm just telling you, we fell for every damn thing. Not fail. We were sold a lot of BS. It's Gen X. We ain't got no time to believe stuff now. We just like, man, stop with the bull crap. Let me just get on. Anyway. But Gen Z gonna be super duper stupid by the time they get in. I think Gen Z will probably be more skeptical too. Not to add the divorce rates in our culture. Most of us grew up in broken home, latchkey kids, watching our mama go to a job, acting strong and independent. I think Gen Z will probably be, the jury's out on what they're gonna figure out. Millennials, let's bag on generations. Millennials are the most unrealistic about life. You know what I mean? That millennials are gone. So it's too bad. You guys were never given a chance to begin with, but overwhelmingly, you know what I mean? Like, you guys all think you're gonna be millionaires doing nothing, you know, but millennials shape the world definitely. Gen Z, the jury's still out. Gen Z's gonna have a hard time because these women are gonna have a hard time figuring out life. You know what I mean? Some of them are gonna do well. Like, you can say millennial Mark Zuckerberg and all these people did well.com and all. They did pretty good for themselves. But Gen Z, what are y'all gonna do after OnlyFans goes down? Subway still hiring. Uh-oh. Did I say? Oh, Kevin Samuel said that first. I have to give credit where credit is due. All right, here we go here. 1-800-YOUNG TRASH. Shout out to you. Haven't paid tuition in a while. Have you seen the video of the baby mama's brothers getting rolled up at the bowling alley? The communitize back at it again. Give him the price is wrong. Yeah, I didn't see the video at all. But I heard about it. Somebody talked about it other day, or early this morning. So that dude was talking cash junk, and he got beat up, but I guess he probably got jumped. Somebody was saying. Emmett Jones says, I'm in my Bobby the Brain Heenan voice, ham and eggers. So that's where I got ham and eggers, if everybody want to know. Ham and eggers. And people want to know what that is. You know, you can see it in your mind. You can see somebody out in Kansas, you know, regular old person rolling up to IHOP. What do you want? Ham and eggs for breakfast, you know. Every day, ham and eggs. You know, somebody that goes to that restaurant somewhere in a small town, every day they eat the same ham and eggs. Every morning, same time of the day, same old, regular old, safe life. It's the baby boomer's dream, the baby boomer's wet dream. Save dollars, you know, save money, and live safe. You know what I mean? All right, it's a ham and egg. Meanwhile, one disaster, they out broke, busted, and disgusted. Shout out to the ham and eggers out there. Jedi says, thanks for the research and wisdom, coach. I'm here to help you. I researched all this. I didn't just say this off the top of my head. And I gave credit where credit was due. Daryl Blake, raised by my mother this entire time, growing up on Disney movies. All these gestures and social program me to believe that girls out here are angels. And so that's another thing. That's the other thing. Women never cheat, and guys are the dogs, and women would neither do that. Why would she do that? Women don't lie and believe all women. Guys, that is the dumb. See, look, it's not that I don't believe women. It's that I don't believe people. I want you guys to get it through your head. I don't believe people. And then when it comes to women, they typically will lie and get away with it. You know what I mean? Nobody holds them accountable. But if you told a woman one lie, she ain't never gonna let you forget it. All right, but they be lying all day long. Let me show you. I did an article on this. And so this is the old sugar and spice and everything nice. Watch this. Let's see here. I did this article here. There's two studies that I'm looking at here that differ, but it's interesting. Oh, hell, I gotta accept the option. What the hell is this? All right, so let me pop this up. This isn't the exact same place that I got the article from, but let's just explain this. I told you this story today. Most women tell 30 fibs a day, or do they? More than a third of Britons admit that they lie every day, according to a survey. And the lies are often chalked up to, let me see if I can find it, because I didn't prepare to talk about this. The lies, here it is right there. The reasons for the lies. Here it is right there. 50%, 55% of deceivers bend the truth to, quote, make someone feel better. Make someone feel better. So in their mind, they're lying to make somebody feel good, right? But they're justifying the lie. So the article, this right here, most women tell 30 feels a day. And a lot of times they will embellish, add details, make themselves to be like they called the person out in person. Meanwhile, they really didn't call the person out in public. This is what they would have responded to if they would have thought about it, if they were witty enough, they had good timing, but they never used it. But they'll tell it, and I told them off, and I told them this. They probably didn't. All right, I've had 4 sisters. I've saw this in person. You know what I mean? So this is why when you've had sisters and close relatives that were female and you grew up with them, you automatically don't believe women are who the world wants you to believe them that they are. And this is not to be against women, but what I'm just telling you is I'm a little more realistic about it. And it says other reasons for fibbing, including, quote, to not get in trouble. And because life is complicated. All right, make someone feel better, to not get in trouble, and because life is complicated. This is why they lie. All right, I've seen women lie. And guys, I've coached women, bro. I coach women for 15, 16, 17 years. I dealt with women every day. I've seen them lie all the time. So I don't come into this world just hurt on relationships. I come in with experience with women, living with them. I lived with 3 female roommates while post-college, right after college. And over a 3-year period, I lived with 3 separate women. I saw them lie all the time. I saw them lie to other people. They lied to me. So what happens is if you never have exposure, you don't understand that they're just regular human beings, bro. And I treat them as such. And I often treat them with equality, which they don't like, which is very ironic. I'm like, what? When I hold you accountable and I treat you equally, you don't like it. But if I give you the benefit of the doubt, if I let you wiggle out of these situations, if I don't hold you accountable, you like me. Make that make sense. Brisk Cloud says, Coach, one thing I learned about the hopeless romantic is that the insecurity is ridiculous. For real. Yeah, ridiculously real. Massive insecurities. And the reason why they're hopeless romantic is because they have character flaws or physical flaws that they want you to overlook. And if you're dumb enough to start overlooking them because they're massively insecure, they can hold you accountable on the romance tip. Well, I thought you loved me, and I thought you said I was beautiful. I thought you said I was the beautiful, most beautiful woman of all times and ever. Now she knows she's not the most beautiful woman of all time, but you agreed to this romantic kick, and you agreed to it, and now she can hold you accountable for it for not following it anymore. As soon as you look at another girl's tail, wait, what are you looking at her tail? You don't like my tail? I have the best tail. You said my tail was the best when you was roaring up inside me. Right? Yeah, in essence, they're ugly. All right, I'm trying to be nice. In essence, hopeless romantics are almost overwhelmingly ugly. If you want to be nice about it. All right. Why are they oftentimes ugly? They have to, why are they oftentimes hopeless romantics, ugly people? Because they have to be in order to compete. They have to say it's about love. Love doesn't cost a thing. Love is blind. They have to use these manipulative tactics to get you to agree. Otherwise, you wouldn't agree. If you just did it on standards of just beauty, you wouldn't get with them. You would be like, nah. But then she'll say, but I'll give the best love. Giving you the best that I've got. Right? You got to overcome all that. You basically got to accept all of that. Well, maybe beauty is only skin deep, right? Beauty is only skin deep. But ugly is to the bone, right? So what we have to understand is they'll use these phrases. Money don't make me happiness. All you need is love. This is often a hopeless romantic. They're lying to you, right? This is what it is. They want you to overlook an obvious character flaw and get you to believe in something that is mythical and hold you to a standard of something that overwhelmingly, I read articles, you cannot compete with. You can't keep the standards up. You can do it for about a week. And then what's going to happen is you're going to set the bar up here. First week you meet her, she's going to say, in order to get me, you got to do these things. And you'll be like, okay. And then you'll do them. And then what happens is, like a drug, the next time you do them, it ain't going to be as good, right? And so you won't achieve that high anymore. So the bar, your level of performance drops, but the bar is up here. Well, how come you're not doing this? And how come we're not going out? And how come we're not doing this? She got your ass by the nose. So then you got to try harder and raise the bar. Oh, never put the bar so high in a relationship. Never put the bar so high in a relationship. Never come out the box swinging. This is why I'd rather say, hey, look, I ain't playing all that time thing. I'll pay the money. Because you come out the box swinging and the bar's up here now. So now, guess what? You never going to compete with that. You have now set your standards up so high that she now is going to keep you to that standard, or she's not going to reward you for lower performance. It's stupid, right? I mean, look, I would never play that game. Never. All right. I'm never doing that. And if I ever catch myself doing it, I pull back. I just say, I'll give up. Hey, look, I'll block. I'll ghost. I'll say, hey, I made a mistake. Caitlin Ferguson says Valentine's Day was only created for women to get more gifts from men they could have gotten on a regular day while he gets the same or no peace leave. Well, it wasn't created, but it's marketed that way. We already read why it's created. It's marketed that way. It's marketed that way for various reasons, but that's neither here or there. Where are we at? Novi. Oh, Novi says, shout out to the Gumps that are planning to propose to their woman on Valentine's Day. They have no idea. Yeah, they're trying to make it a romantic gesture. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting. You know, people still believe in these things, and it's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you still believe in these things, don't be offended by my take. All right, I'm right. I am right. I know you've been conditioned to believe a certain way, ham and egger stuff, you know. But I'm not ham and eggers. You know, I'm a breakfast burrito guy. I don't eat ham and eggs for breakfast. Novi, shout out to you. Swing Out Museum, Disney, Harley Quinn novels, and Sex and the City and R&B are the main drivers of I'm not happy. Anybody that quotes a movie or quotes an R&B song or a television show to demonstrate what a person should do romantically is one of the biggest losers out here. You should avoid them at all costs. If they quote a R&B song, a movie, a country song, and or a television show or a romantic novel, leave them immediately. You will not compete. They're literally quoting. That's like you quoting prawn. Hey, baby, in the bedroom. That's like when she comes in. Did you order a pizza? When you walk in the building, did you order a pizza? You start going through the prawn script. And she says, oh, no, I didn't order a pizza, but you can deliver it here. All right, that's the same thing, bro. And then you go in there, and then 3 seconds later, women will overwhelmingly reject that idea, but they will accept the opposite of that. I'm sorry, the synonym of that, which is romance. Yeah, we got extra sausage on this one, delivering extra sausage to you. Tell me where you'd like it delivered. Oh, I like it delivered in the back door. All right, here we go. Come on, man. That's the same thing, ladies. Lionheart 79, great stream, coach. Keep up the good work. Valentine's Day is a big simp pass day. Shout out to him. He says that's facts. All right, Caitlin Ferguson says even the 50 Shades of Grey movies was released on Valentine's Day. Another one of those things that they made you feel shame about for watching, but then they felt loving. They added a love story to BDSM, and they delivered it perfectly. Whoever wrote that book, I can't remember the lady that wrote that book. She delivered something that overwhelmingly was in a underground and setting, and men and women, men overwhelmingly probably participating in this culture, and a few masochist women did. But then they opened it up to the regular public, and then they made it a love story. And overwhelmingly, the woman manipulated the guy. She was the one that got over on him in that movie, when he was the one in control, and they shifted it to she took control. A virgin, small town, plain Jane, shifted control over the billionaire, and he fell head over heels. Never signed her contract. He kept asking her, sign a contract. She didn't, in order to basically hold plausible deniability over him or stake claim at whatever his fortune is. I mean, it's one of the dumbest stories of all time. And it was very vanilla. I was waiting for some action. I was like, boy, y'all ain't doing nothing I do at here. Oh my goodness. Old Dog says, Coach, Coach, you need Dexter for help you learn patois. I probably butchered that up. All my Caribbean brothers, Coach Gang, is like, yeah, I would suck in the Caribbean. He says, Coach, you need Dexter for help you learn patois. Old Lim says, Coach, remember Satanic Panic back in the 80s? I do. I told you that story of when I got that skateboard magazine, Thrasher magazine. I'm looking through Thrasher magazine, and I'm looking at the skateboarder named Natas, right? Who remembers the skateboarder Natas and the Satanic All the Panic or stuff like that? My mother saw me looking at that magazine. I must have put the poster on my wall or something. And my mother saw that. She was like, what? She went crazy. Nope. She's a church woman. She was like, what? And I was like, that's his name. Right? I'm like, that's his name, right? You know what that means? I was like, what? I don't know. And then guess what? You know what followed that? The Legion of Doom. So I'm watching wrestling, and the tag team Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, face paint, right? Spikes on their shoulder pads. So I'm watching Legion of Doom and Natas. My mother was coming in there with the holy oil. Lord, help him, son. Help my son. She's sprinkling every damn thing, bruh. She was like, this damn son. Oh my God, the Lord need to come down, shine on my son. My son, he's falling into the satanic panic. Where next thing you know, he'll be taking his dog out. Man, it was crazy. My mother came in there with all that holy oil. Natas, oh my goodness, look at this. Don't you see? I was like, he from Sweden. All right. I was like, he from Sweden. I don't know. Yeah, she was the one to find all kind of faults in that, bro. That was definitely, man, it was crazy. All right. Ray McKigney says, meat makes for a catchy acronym, but I'm most worried about sacrificing my space. He says, what about warning men not to lose steam? He says that they always want to move in. Oh, steam. So what do we hear? Space. Losing your space. Yeah, that will happen too. That will happen too. Yeah. Once you lose your space, see, guys, man, I don't know, man. You guys, I want all guys to know, like, you guys, I don't know, man. You guys were moving to cohabitation situations. Most of the time, you lose all your space, and you lose your peace, quiet, and freedom, or the meats. Next to the Jamaican, Coach, they will lock us up from all them bad words. You was just cussing. He says, if you ever take the trip down here, I'll teach you patois. Big ups, Coach. All right, man. Hey, sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to get locked up in Jamaica. I don't know what goes down there. I don't have no source of history, no nothing. I don't want to get locked up. As long as they're serving jerk chicken, all right, I think we're good. Do I get jerk chicken in the Caribbean jail or nah? The AV Network guy says, enjoy some good old Texas barbecue. Here, you're enjoying it. He says, can I get some shuffling too? Shout out to the Texas brisket in the building. I know about that Texas brisket. Who has the best barbecue? Put it down there. St. Louis, Tejas. Who else is in the mix there? St. Louis, Memphis barbecue. I think Kansas City wants to make a run. There's some other people who had the best barbecue. Let them know down in here, and we'll shuffle.
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man. What you gonna do? Look out, boys. It's coming through. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Shout out to you, man. Kansas City putting in a word for Kansas City. Santa Barbara, I don't know about that. We got Memphis, a couple people here from Memphis, a couple Texas, man. Texas is quiet. That Bill Gates barbecue. Tri-tip in California. Yeah, tri-tip California thing for sure. Let's see here. Got Birmingham in the building. South Korea. Oh, Korean barbecue. Hey, I forgot Korean barbecue is a thing, man. Yes, Korean barbecue. I've had Korean barbecue. Yes, for sure. Alaska? Oh, okay. I gotta end it on that. All right, let's do the rest of the super chat. Clifford Charles says the ham and eggs diet don't work the same. No, indeed. No, indeed. Ham and eggs. Lee Smith says DC Sniper hole punched all those people to mask his actual target, which was his ex-wife. If the coach gang was around back then, he would have been all right. Oh, that's true too. Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting story. I do remember that slightly, seeing the documentary, and it was his ex-wife that kind of drove him out there like that. Crazy story. TM says women lie, men lie, PUAs. He says fake it till you make it, etc. Gents, for a refresher, watch the stream Coach did on the lies women tell. Free agent lifestyle. And the lies are oftentimes, again, I always say this, when women manipulate men, they basically say, well, just chalk it up, you know. They rarely punish. But when men manipulate women, it's often something you can point back, and there's got to be something illegal about it. There's got to be a punishment. All right. You've seen this with the whole, I think Myron Gaines had this phrase about if the woman doesn't put out, you punish her by creating competition anxiety or something like that. I can't remember what it was they were mad at, but that's an example. It's like, what? No, that you can't do what? You know what I mean? They went crazy over that. And it's literally like, okay, she's not doing what you want her to do, but she's not leaving you. She's basically saying, I'm not going to give you what you want, but I'm going to stay here. You can't remove me. And that's, if you get me removed, I'm going to say I was a victim. So he's basically like, look, okay, you're not going to leave. You want me to keep giving you stuff, rewarding you. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to call another woman over. You can leave. You can easily leave. And so now they talk about that type of manipulation. It's got to be a crime. They will make it a crime. Yeah, to punish bad behavior type of thing. And they're basically like, no, we can behave bad. And we can behave bad and not leave your presence. You can't force us to leave. Like, oh my God. It's crazy. Sam Aponte, killer coach at it again. Shout out to the coach gang. We heard a couple of snowflakes today. Because they want to believe in love. If it is in love, why do I feel this way? This is new edition. All right. Because y'all be wanting me to stop every time I do something and say, give credit. I'm not plagiarizing. I'm sampling right now. Why does it hurt so bad? How long can you actually believe in love, bro? And you know the one reason why women believe in love long, they'll be into their 50s and 60s. And then you're a gump. You don't know any better. You'll believe in it too, right? Because you're codependent. So men are codependent and horny. Women need a lottery ticket. You know what I mean? Like literally, if they find the right person, they win the lottery. They win, in essence, the form of the lottery. And so we always say, throw the towel in. Like women can literally be like, I'll throw the towel in. They can be like, what's the woman's name from, we always did, some older women talk about they're done with relationships and all that stuff. They literally threw in the towel, but most women won't throw in the towel because there's a financial incentive. If they find the right person or the right sucker, they can get a home, they can get shelter, food, clothing, free dates, all the way up until age 50, 60, and 70, right? As long as they believe. If they believe, they can get it. And they'll go through, in those years, they'll go through 50 guys. 50. He wasn't doing right. So, he wasn't acting right. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. And so this is called Western entitlement. This is what that is. It's Western entitlement. Nobody's supposed to do nothing for you. You lucky if I give you a bologna sandwich. I'm better than a bologna sandwich. Okay. Hey, look, ma'am. Women outnumber men. I mean, I got more options than you do for a romantic situation. All you got in your DMs are pipers. Rowdy pipers. Dude that will drop off salami. All right, that's all you got. None of them out there marrying you at all. So go find it. I'll find another. I'll be down at the junior college. Find me there. I'll be enrolled in classes. I'll be at campus looking at staring at everybody Martin Luther Lee right here. That's how I'll be on campus. I'll be in English Composition 101A, first year, 47 years old. Hey, professor, perhaps you'll teach me how to do composition. Get out your journals, get out your blue books. Let's write something. That's how they used to do on my day. Now you probably write it on your iPad. Here we go. Let's write something on my iPad. Hey, young lady, do you know how to work this device? Pull up a chair. Jasmine Rice on me after class. Jasmine Rice, I'm there. Boy, I had a whole lineup lined up outside. They be down there. Hey, can you tell me, what does this Apple Pencil do? I'll help you. Next time you come over here, Starbucks coffee and Jasmine Rice on me. Come sit down right here. Group project. Don't tempt me. I will enroll at the Orange Coast Community College. They got surf for California girls. I wish they all could be California girls. That is the Beach Boys / Rush Hour what? We're giving credit where credit is due. Y'all got me on my toes today. Zero Fallout, a moment of silence for all our brothers that lost to the meat grinder since Valentine's Day was founded. It's bad. Bad news. Bad news, brothers. Yeah, a lot of you guys lost tons of money. Obi Tri says those romantic movies and novels make money because they know white men are going to buy it, right? I think that's what you're saying there. Wait a minute. Or women are going to buy it. It's called selling a business product. It's called making money. 100%. It's called making money. And they want to believe in this dream. It's a dream. All right, TM says that Jasmine Rice and chicken. All right, that's what we got, baby. That's what you getting in the pen? Give me that Jasmine Rice and chicken. All right, Moron says, great lurk. Much love, chat. Thank you, Moron, for being here. Newski says, did you see Lizzo's latest Instagram picture? She back at it. I don't know what she's doing. Yeah, women. What is going on with why is she posting pictures like that? It is beyond me. I don't get it. That's got to be some low self-esteem over there. She's literally posting pictures almost, pretty much nude. And a lot of guys like that. Let's just call it what it is. There's guys that are going to like that. But I don't understand why a person of her caliber has to do stuff like that. It's very desperate. She's out of control. But somebody said this once, and I don't know who to give credit to. Lizzo might be an industry plant. Basically, I wouldn't, as a skeptic, I do believe stuff like that. They put her in that situation. She's talented, but she's never going to be the poster child of beauty, right? Or beauty standards. She's never going to fit to that. And these industry people put her out there to do these things in order to disrupt the marketplace, disrupt and distract. She's an agent of chaos. She's an agent of distraction. That's what she is. All right. So everybody got to understand it. This is why you can't follow some of these things. Sometimes, we do it because we are in the business of social commentary. So it's easy to talk about. But if you follow these things, you don't realize that these chaotic events take place that are planned to distract you from what you need to do in your life, your purpose and whatnot. You don't understand that social media makes you the commodity they're selling you. This is why they give it to you for free, and they use it to dumb you down instead of inform you. This is why in many of these platforms, if you're educational or if you have a strong take and a strong opinion, they keep you down. All right. But if you are about buffoonery, if you are about silliness, they will let your ass rise through. They let you roll right up through the ranks. Okay. And so they got you out there watching these dumb things, millions of views, and they just let it fly. When people are out here using this to educate you, at least tell you about a philosophy, they squash it. They make it difficult for you. They make you jump through hoops and hurdles and whatnot. All right, this is all stuff that's planned. Lizzo was a plant, in essence, allegedly, going on here with this stuff. All right, and I accept it for what it is, you know what I mean? And I use it. I still push forward. But there's no secret of what it is. All right, if you hitting on truth, they gonna make it difficult for you to keep hitting on it. Oh, we getting closer. But if I was about tap dancing all day and shuffling all day, I bet you if I came on here with some ignorant, if I came on every day with just some flat out ignorant stuff, they'd be letting this stuff get right up the algorithm. I mean, everywhere on Instagram. It don't matter what media device you're talking about. If I came on here and just doing whatever, they let it go fly right through. Look at this moron. All right. She hit me with the "I'm not happy." Says, "Coach, here's to the flowers fund. Cheers to freedom." Shout out to the flower buyers out here. Obi Trice says, "Back in the day, Victoria's Secret was so popular. These days, you don't hear about it anymore because they went bankrupt." Bro. So, I mean, you know, that's why you don't hear about them. There's no need for them. See, there was a time where you could get a Victoria's Secret catalog and spend all day in the bathroom pleasuring yourself to it. But now you can go to your Instagram and find women doing just as much. All right, it's not even a necessity anymore. And with Playboy magazine and whatnot, all right, there's no need for a Playboy magazine. All right, you got all the Playboy you need right out in front of you in your palm. So there's no necessity for it. Now they went and woken it up. They made it a woke thing. So now they're out there putting not so. I guess you're putting regular women, or most of the time, I don't know who they're putting out there. They put that damn Megan Rapinoe out there on Victoria's Secret. That there's no necessity for it. Lingerie is kind of a done thing. I mean, every now and then, some women, nobody needs lingerie. That makes women feel good. Men don't care about lingerie unless you're attractive wearing the lingerie. But if you ain't attractive wearing lingerie, we don't care. And so the woke culture tore down that. Also, who was associated with lingerie? Victoria's Secrets. None other than Epstein. So if you guys remember, Epstein, I believe it was part of the L brands at one point. And these guys were using that brand to attract some of these women and taking advantage of them. I believe this is all alleged. This is all alleged. Anything that I say that I can't be completely accurate about, it's going to be alleged. Yeah, L Brands completely separated from separation of the Victoria's Secret brand into an independent public company. So yeah. And of course, guess what? Then it doesn't fit the plus size agenda too. So we had a lot of things working against Victoria's Secret. So it couldn't stand in today's world. It's less Wexner, not legend. It's true. Yeah, Lex Wexner was over L Brand, which Wexner was the guy who let Epstein run his portfolio in L Brands for a couple of years. So that's all tied together, right? And the models really, to me, were never attractive to me. I mean, they were attractive in their own way, but they weren't my type. I wasn't into that type of look. But that was the model look pushed through by overwhelmingly women in Skittles clothing designers. And they blamed us for liking it. I was like, what? That's what y'all putting in front of us. She's nearly nude. You just like women that are skinny, iron-boarded, flat back, long legs, little busties, little raisin titties, beautiful hair, makeup, very much a beautiful feature. Be like, yes. We didn't make y'all do it though. Long-backed, long-legged. All right, you couldn't tell if she twisted her head around. You couldn't tell what was the front or the back. But we wasn't making the clothes. Sono Jono says, Coach laying out my playbook at the junior college minus the Jasmine Rice at the Applebee's 2 for $20. You guys know you gonna be at the junior college taking classes. Pulling up in the parking lot in the 911. Yeah, man, gonna take some classes today. Come out like Rodney Dangerfield and Back to School. Come out like, what's up, y'all? Hey, everybody. Ladies, now you do some stuff like that. It's crazy. The Undisputed Man, Lizzo looks like Mark Henry in a wig. Nasty. I don't know, man. You can't push that seat. Kaylin Ferguson says, I suppose that Valentine's Day is the Super Bowl of love. I say that since it's a day after the big game. If so, it would be massive ratings fail. So yeah, it is kind of the Super Bowl of love. Yeah, Super Bowl is a little later than normal, but yeah, I see what you're saying. They had an extra playoff game this year. Obi Trice says, Coach, I'm Jamaican. You can Google how to speak Jamaican. You will learn a lot of good and bad words. That's kind of how you learn languages anyway. You learn the bad words first, and then you can patch everything else together. All right, because you're going to need the bad words first too. All right, shout out to the Coach Gang. Thanks for joining me here. We got Friday call-in show, but we got Friday morning show. Still developing the topics for that. Appreciate y'all for being here. You guys have a good night, and have yourself a good night with your Kayleys or your Tamikas or your Ling Lings or your Gorditas or your Latina chicks or whatever, your Mamacitas, your Senoritas, all of that, brothers. Let's take you out with the diet don't work the same, lady. How about that?
The research says that black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower, even when we're following the diet, than our white women counterparts. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. It is Friday, and this is the Wake Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. I am the author of the book, The Free Agent Lifestyle. So if you hear any content related to the Free Agent Lifestyle, it was written by yours truly, and I know you found me here today. We got a very important show for you hope strategists out here. This is going to be an eye-opening situation here because we always talk about these situations about the bait and switch, about the marriage wheel, about how your wives are going to change, or at least she hopes, or inevitably people are disappointed in their marriage because the woman hopes that the husband does change and the husband hopes the wife doesn't change. All right. So the wife says, hey, I hope he grows up and matures. And then the husband says, I hope she never changes the way she was when she was in college. And then inevitably both things, the opposite happens, and then both people are disappointed. Anyway, I kind of screwed that up, but nonetheless, we're going to get into the show. Great video that is we're going to break it down. It comes from the Dave Ramsey lineage. It doesn't come directly from his show, but it is an example of what we're talking about in marriage and how marriages are so ineffective. I've broken down and I've basically been the assassin to the idea of romance, and I've related it to the idea of pornography. Both of them have the same negative effects, and both of them put unrealistic expectations onto partners, right? And so you're going to hear a woman directly deliver a message for you gentlemen, to tell you how wives change. And when they change, they treat you basically like a child. And then at some particular point, the bait and switch occurs, and then it puts you in a negative position in your marriage, and then ultimately you're going to lose. So he's a lose-lose proposition right now. And before we do that, let's get into the super chats and the cash apps, and then we will talk about a couple other quick items real quick, and go from there. All right. So anyway, let's get some super chats done. All right. Who's in here? Warhammer. Not Warhammer. Elijah Bryant says, thank you for keeping it real about KS on the last stream. You're speaking the facts as usual, coach. And
that's you.
Yeah, we won't belabor the point. It is what it is. I always, I was thinking about it. I was like, how could I make it simpler? I would say it would be the same as if all of a sudden you tune into some content creator show. We'll just take it off KS for a minute. He was the one that was responsible for it. But let's say you tuned into a content creator show, and they went through the marriage wheel. They took the marriage wheel graph and said, I found this great idea, and I'm going to show you modern women of how marriages fail. And then they take the marriage wheel graph and they go through it step by step. And then prior to showing it, they say, I know who the creator of this is, but I'm not going to mention his name. All right. And then they go through step by step, and then they build their whole show on the marriage wheel. All right. And then at the end of it, they say, well, we ain't going to tell you who I got it from. I mean, that would be similar. I would be sitting there going, I would have to stare Martin Luther Lee at the dude. Right. And so I don't care who it is. Like, it's take any content creator, but everybody in the audience knows I would have to stare Martin Luther Lee at the person. Everybody, I mean, many people in the audience would know that the marriage wheel would be mine, right? Prime and decline would be mine. The iceberg theory would be mine, right? They would know that, but only a small percentage of that audience would know that because this person has a larger audience. And then they go, nah, we ain't gonna tell who it is. Like, I would be going, wow. Right. And so that's basically what it was akin to. All right. Intentionally showing something related from a content creator, but then going out of your way to not give that person the credit. That would basically be like, wow. Right. And we know what the intent was. The intent was to keep the audience from knowing who the other person is. It is what it is. So we know what it is. We called it out, and everybody should be able to be called out on stuff. All right. Warhammer says, I remember everything by Lil Boosie, Free Agent Lifestyle. Lil Boosie. Is that different from Boosie Badass? I don't know. Or Boosie Bad Rear End, as we call it over here. Because this is a family show. This is a family show over here, as they say. I try not to curse over here, although some things might have to be explained in graphic details. But this is a family show. Is that Boosie Bad Tail? It is. He call him Bad Rear End. Pause. And I think Boosie watches my show, by the way. Lil Boosie and Lil Boosie Bad Rear End are the same guys. Hey, listen, Boosie watches my show, and I'm going to tell you how I know he watches my show, because he was on Vlad TV. And shout out to Lil Boosie or Boosie Bad Rear End. All right. He watches my show because he was on Vlad TV, and Vlad TV asked him about, you know, Bootsy likes the sisters and all that stuff, but he asked him about white girls, and Bootsy was like, yeah, you know, I don't mind white girls or whatever, but then he was like, I like real white girls. All right, I wish I could show the clip. And then Vlad was like, what do you mean real white girls? And he was like, long backed it. He literally said long backed it. So I know I didn't create long backed it. All right, I know I didn't create flat backed it. But I'm gonna say, I mean, you're gonna have to show me somebody that has talked about long backed it, flat backed it Kaylee's as I have talked about them. You would have to show me that in order for me to back down in my belief that he got that from me. I'm gonna just go ahead. I know content creators do that, and you're like, oh yeah, you got it, everything's from you. But I'm just gonna say, I mean, long backed it, that might be. So shout out to Bootsy, bad tail, bad rear end. Anyway, man. Bootsy, bad behind. All right. The Black Blur says, Coach, you heard about this pastor. His name is Brian Suave. Is it Brian Save? And he says on Twitter, he said that women should stop posting pictures of themselves scantily clad. And as a rebuttal, women slid in his DMs and sent him photos of themselves naked. I don't know. I don't know. I did hear that tweet. I did hear about it on Twitter. I went on just for a minute. And I think people were saying that like he lost the argument or the debate by you know, having women send themselves naked pictures. I think he won. I think he won in that one. Now he's got pictures. He just said stop posting them. He didn't say stop sending them to people, right? So if you sent them to my DMs, he just said stop posting them. So I'm pretty sure he got a couple of spank bank material thanks to the women. I mean, is that harassment? I mean, I don't know what it is what it is. Oh, Joker did a video on it. It's goofy. I mean, what? I mean, if I want free pictures of women, free feet. If I wanted free feet pictures of women, all I have to do is say, you know, you women shouldn't be sending, posting pictures of feet pictures, right, on the internet. And then women start sending me feet pictures. I think I won. Here we go. I would literally take that. And I mean, is that what I got to do? All right, ladies, stop posting pictures of yourselves and feet. And by the way, my Instagram is Coach Greg Adams TV. And if you wish to send pictures of your feet over there as an example of what you should not post, because you shouldn't be posting them, feel free to do so. Yeah. Oh, here they come. Ping, 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 ping. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, stop. Please stop doing this. Oh, this is just going too much. Hey, I implore you to stop using this strategy. Oh, look at these feet. Oh, my. Oh, my God. Boy, look at them fat feet. Oh, look at them bare paws. Jeez. That was some reverse psychology like hell. I think he won. All right. Ricky Webster says, I love my coach and also my coach gang. French toast props due. Yes, sir. Tony Bryant says, Coach out here giving us the 2030 no marriage game. But Gumps be like T.I. saying, what you know about that? And he also said, what do you always say? Where that at, though? Where that? He said, soon her peace sleeve goes from salmon to onions. Oh, smell like a bag of onions. Greg T-Man says, hey, Coach, let's face it. These are the dark ages. These are the dark ages of dating American women. Yeah, we're going to have a very big, swift comeback. And I don't think women are going to they're not coming back to what you believe that they should. So it's either going to be simpism or I don't know what it is. There's going to have to be a massive event that pulls the rug from under people. But there's also people believe that we're too comfortable, that we're too big to fail, right? We're too big to fail. So they'll never come back. People are like, what do you mean survival? What do you mean they need caves? What do you need? Women are always going to be financially protected until there's no more money to protect them, right? So, guys, when I say that, and women, I want women to know, I'm not trying to change you. I'm not the content creator that's going to say, see, you guys are messing up. I'm not the guy, the church pastor. Hey, stop posting pictures of yourself. Ladies, I'm a full, all out participating shark. I smell blood in the water. Okay. Whether you call it period blood or whatever kind of blood, I smell blood in the water. You guys are gonna die in the end of this. I mean, we're all gonna die at the end. But anyway, I'm a full participant in the debauchery. I just want to let y'all know. I don't want to see anybody walk down. I don't care. Okay? Yeah, look.
I got money.
It's just not. I'm one of the sharks. I smell blood in the water, and I'm a fully participate in the consuming of whoever's bleeding. I don't care. I ain't trying to change you. I ain't trying to change you. I ain't trying to chase you. I can easily gain access to the guys. My cup overfloweth. My cuppeth overfloweth of the 304th and the hoeth. All right, I don't have time. I don't have time, man. There's too much debauchery out here to change. I tried to be Elijah. I tried to point people in the right direction. All right, I tried to expose the Jezebel spirit. Y'all hoes want to be in these streets. I
got money.
Enjoy the decline. I'm gonna watch my cup runneth over. That's what I meant. My cuppeth runneth over. I don't have time. I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to even prove you wrong. All right. And there's a bunch of good women in here, but coach, what do? We're good women. All right. Hey, good luck. All right. That's what I'm going to tell you. Good luck. I don't have time for this. And, yeah, this is the dark ages. The only thing that's going to change it, you know, my 5 principles, the 5 things that are going to change things back to where it was. We lived in a fluffed up society. We live in a society. All of this is a facade. All of this is a facade. I mean, I just want you to know that every day you wake up on a hamster wheel, but they dressed it up like you're actually achieving something, right? Like most of you guys are slaves still to this day. You guys are no different than the slaves of the past, but you think that was yesteryear. Most of you are slaves to the economy, slaves to whatever these agendas are. You're slaves to the corporations. You're slaves to the public school indoctrination camp. You wake up every day, but you're just a hamster on a wheel. You get in your car, you go there, you drive in traffic, get to your commute. You dress the upper half of yourself, chime in and get on your little conference email, conference video screen. Oh, I'm at work. That's just on a hamster wheel. That's all you guys are. I mean, it don't even matter what race you are. You get ham and eggers, dude. You guys are just on the daily hamster wheel. Then they give you a couple of days off. Here's Saturday off. You can barely take Saturday off. You still work. It's not much different. It's not much different. I know you think it's different because they gave you a couple of things to distract your butt. Here's a $1,200 phone and a couple of $500, $800 iPad, and you think you're doing something. Take you 8 years to save up to get the iPad. I know people don't want to hear it, but you know, it is what it is. You guys, it is what it is. I ain't trying to change nothing. Ladies, if y'all want to go out there and you and your daughters want to run out here in these streets, let me know. I can fulfill your every wishes and need. All right. I ain't trying to change you. There's other content creators like, see, I told you, American women, you guys gonna run yourself to the way. You think American women are gonna see the wicked ways of their demise? You know, we finally see it. All right, men, here we come. Let's start marrying you. We'll start acting right. It ain't never gonna happen. They just gonna basically wait until we run out of money, and then they'll come back to you. They'll be like, oh. Raul said Dave Ramsey really told a man to be a husband and pay off that lady's debt. I'm just staring Martin Luther Lee, coach. And there was a couple of people who agree with her. I'm flabbergasted. This is why you don't get into marriage. All right. Go look at that Dave Ramsey video. That's exactly why you don't get into marriage. That girl was financially irresponsible. So was her mother. Her mother's broke. So she's going to be the version of her mother in the future. And then this man comes in frugal, saving money, no debt. And then, his job is to pay her debt off. Oh, hell no. Simon Small, appreciate you, man. We got a couple more. John says, Coach got to take one on a date. Wait a minute. Coach got to take one on a date. AOC or Jen Psaki Got to take them in the 911, open car doors, pull out chairs, the whole nine. Who you got? Ooh. Oh, man. I would go with, God dang, that is rough. I think Jen Psaki is really just a puppet. I don't know if she believes what she believes. She's just a sellout, right? She's selling out for the position and the money. AOC is just an idiot. I don't think she really, I couldn't handle 5 minutes with her. I would go Jen Psaki, but maybe 10-year previous version of her. Not now. You know, redheads be declining fast. Redheads be going decline fast, man. So, I mean, can I take out the 10-year previous? Like, what is she now, 34? I'll take the 24-year-old version of her. All right. Orange woman bad. Redheads got it bad. They got it bad, bad, bad. All right. Iron Addict says, shout out to my coach and the coach gang. He says, appreciate all the knowledge you drop and time you put in. Hashtag coach gang. Or he said coach gang for life. I got to get going, man. I'm going to do 2 more cash apps because the brother's here in the morning. Mr. King of Spades says for channel support. Big one over there. And then Loud Pocket says, first day of CDL school. Congratulations, man. Go get that license. Go get that license. And he also says for the ham and eggs. All right, for ham and eggs. You ham and eggers out there. Mouth breathers. Did I get XL Pro services as well? A couple people from yesterday. Let's get into it. Let me show you this graph. This is a great comic that I used to see, and I was a hard time following it. Hard time finding it. And then I found it. I was like, finally, this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is basically a photo of what most ham and eggers do as men. All right, we're on the constant chase for money and situations, you know what I mean, to improve our finances. We have time in life. So when we're young, we're constantly chasing this money. All right. And as we age, as we tell you where your prime is going to be somewhere at the tail end of your 30s, going into your 40s and 50s, you start getting a little bit of money. You start getting the bag.
Gotta get my bag and run.
All right. You start getting a little bit of the bag. All right. And so what happens is you start feeling that sense of relief by having it, but you're still chasing it. And then at the end, you finally catch that money. But it's always at the tail end of your life. And it says you will always be able to make money, but you will never be able to get back time. All right. You will never be able to get back time. And it says spend wisely. So when I talk about this idea of meat, money, energy, attention, and time, all right, this is the idea that I'm talking about. And many people think you're doing this to protect yourself against women, or you're trying to leverage yourself. And we use the idea of leveraging this in order to get women, but you're doing this for yourself, gentlemen. It's not for women. That's what we have to always understand. Leverage works because leverage is basically a byproduct of what you've done. All right. And so we look at getting women as a byproduct. It basically happens as a result of, all right. Like when you poop is a byproduct. I hate to get graphic, but poop is a byproduct. You don't live life to poop, but it's a byproduct of the food that you consumed. All right. What you did with your time, and then what you did with the food and you put it in your body. So eating is a result of being a result of you having money to get food, and the better food you have, the better byproduct you're going to produce. All right. So the process of sitting on the toilet is a result of what you did. That goes the same with women. Okay. But you put women up front and you put your life goals and your missions behind, you waste time. And then guess what? By the time you catch up to money, if at all you do, you ran out of time. You ran out of time. So you guys got to understand, when we talk about this and we say, yes, you're going to get leverage with women if you get money. You think I'm telling you, go get money to get leverage with women. No, I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you that you're going to get leverage. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. You're going to have leverage. It's a byproduct of you trading your time wisely and focusing on what you do. The leverage is going to be there. All right. So you're not gaining this for leverage with women. Leverage is a result of these things. Okay. So anyway, I thought that was a great comic. Napoleon Hill has a great story about that, but I'm not going to belabor the point here. We get what we're talking about. I might try to share this maybe on another time, this long thing, what Napoleon Hill was talking about, why men seldom succeed before the age of 40. And I read this before, but he talked about the enormous waste of time we do prior to the age of 40. And most of it is because our biology is working against us. And we're also trying to fit into the social norms. And we think we have the same time clock as women. So we're rushing ourselves to the altar in order to do what? You know, pass on our legacy and lineage and all of that stuff. So biology takes place. But what you have to understand, we're socially corrupt. All right. Our social contracts are bankrupt. All right. You guys are exposing yourself to a game that you rarely will win. And as a result, you're going to waste your time in this. So anyway, let me do, is it time for the show to begin? Oh, shout out to Avery Vans on the timestamp gang. Somewhere in the middle of the day or night, my man Avery Vans, pause, will be putting up the timestamps. He's been hired for the job. So he will put up the timestamps in a relatively, by 10, 12 hours, maybe 5, 4, who knows? Sometimes it's midnight by the time I finish where he is. So he can't get them up. All right. We got it. All right. So let's get into this show. Let's pop this up. You want to see something? The bait and switch. The marriage wheel. I always share this with you guys. And if you ever see someone else share this, it's my wheel. Make sure you put in a comment section that I made this up. All right. So anyway, this is how it works. We've been telling you, when you get married, you're going to find a woman. The honeymoon phase is going to come up. Everything's going to be fantastic. You're going to think that this woman will never change. She's never going to change in her looks. She's never going to change in the way she loves you. Your love is unconditional. You believe in romance. She's following along with it. She wants to proceed into marriage. You don't think she will ever stab you in the back. Now, we know that the legal divorce rate is somewhere between 50, 60, 70%. If you take marriages over a 40-year period, it's well over 70%. All right. So when they talk about the 50%, 40% divorce rate, that is year to year, year to year to year. All right, but when you measure marriages over 40 years, it's a 70% divorce rate, with women filing 80% of them. And what happens? So they go through this stage right here, which is the honeymoon period, and then they go to the second stage, which is the investment stage. Now, most marriages will go through this investment stage, whether you just buy a property or you do more. Most of the time, there's kids going to be involved. So you get kids and kids' responsibilities and kid raising, child raising. This is basically a circus, but the funds have to start being invested, plunk down. If you get divorced before this, which rarely happens, she leaves with nothing. All right, she leaves with nothing, and then she's out of there, right? And she's not going to do that. Most women are going to do that. They play good, girl. They play good until they get through this investment stage. When this investment stage is had, then you get to this stage, which is stage 3, called the bait and switch. This is when I identified the time period in which she changes the rules to the marriage, changes the rules to the relationship, and then you're supposed to change with her. It could be anything. It could be, now I've raised kids, I want to go back to work. Or I did want to go back to work, now I want to be a stay-at-home mom. All right? There could be affairs on both ends. I've identified that. The woman says she's not happy because at this point of her life, she gets less attention even from her family members. Her own mother and father only want to see her because the kids, the grandkids, right? They don't want to see her anymore. So her attention over there. She's basically a workhorse for the family. The man is the workhorse for the family. They see each other less. They become sexless over time. And she's not happy, right? It could be she wants to go to girls' nights out now. Hey, I lost my baby weight. Hey, the kids are older. I'm going to go shake my ass at girls' nights out. And the husband goes, whoa, what's going on here? So a lot's going on here. And this is when people get into marriage counseling, right? Marriage counseling. Oh, we need to fix something. Okay? Guys, this happened in a whole bunch of marriages right here, the bait and switch. And normally, if the man typically from our perspective, goes along with the bait and switch, then he's going to be what we call a henpecked husband. This is when we get to the Denzel Washington. Yes, dear. All right, just so he doesn't ruffle her feathers. And every day it's Denzel Washington like this here. Yeah. Yo. And so In order to survive your marriage, you have to basically take the position of Denzel Washington. Yes, dear. Yes, honey. Okay, I'll sleep on the couch. Okay, I'll go to my man cave. Okay, honey. All right. Yes, whatever thing you say is right. Mommy knows best. Blah, blah, blah. Right? You get dumped out. And then you will come to me and say you have a happy marriage, right? My marriage is successful. We're still together after 13 years, right? And then you find out he's just a cup. And so he's not happy. He ain't getting no peace leave. He want to be at the junior college. He jagging off the porn when she goes to the grocery store. Okay. And this is what's happening. Affairs start to happen as well. And she ain't succeeded him in that forever. So that's stage 3. Stage 4 is if you don't go along with the bait and switch. All right. So if you say, man, screw you. All right. I ain't got no time for that. You hold masculine frame. You say, man, I ain't doing a damn thing. Well, guess what? She has a legal contract that says, well, if I file for divorce, which 80% of the time they do, if I file for divorce, that's your ass. Okay, so I'm going to just introduce you to the divorce court, family court, child support, counseling, marital counseling, child counseling, alimony. You lose time with your kids, you lose your house, you lose half your assets. All right, so she said, oh, you ain't going to do what I want? All right, I'm out, she just says. All right, and so then you end up going through here. So a lot of guys figure this out, and they re-enter the wheel by getting married twice. I mean, if you haven't learned from the first mistake, you're going to make it twice, all right? But you're going to double down on foolishness. And then most dudes that get married twice in divorce, what they do is before they divorce, they try to save face. The marriage is already off the rocks within 2 or 3 years, but they don't want to tell anyone. So they're oftentimes internalizing everything and just taking all kind of abuse by participating in this romance game. So I'm going to do a couple super chats, then we're going to listen to the video of this woman explain. I'm going to go step by step and show you that this dude is doomed. All right, where we at? Iron Addicts, did I get you, man? Shout out to you. Esteban Leon says, Coach, have you heard of Universe 25? It was an utopia experiment with mice, and it showed how society collapses when things go too well. YouTube, Universe 25. Yeah, I always been telling you, man, the idea of a utopia is disaster. Okay, I'm gonna definitely check that out. It's a disaster. You don't want utopia. You don't want perfection because, I mean, there's no such thing. Our society is as close to as a utopia as you could possibly get. And people are complaining left and right. As they say, what is the phrase about comfort makes weak men? Comfort makes weak and entitled people. It's not what you want. Somebody said this kid should be taught in front of a sex ed class, another winner, Coach. The marriage wheel is undefeated. I'm letting y'all know. The marriage wheel is undefeated. Everybody should know this right up front. All right, El Chingon says, happy Pretty Feet Friday, Coach. Yeah, man, shout out to the pretty feet women out here. YouTube, Trash Talker, The Free Agent Lifestyle. I got assets, money.
I got money.
Stock, crypto, got real estate, and a 7-figure net worth. Never married, no kids, never will. I'm free. My man is free, and he got money, dude. Don't you want to be in that position? Anyone? Anyone? No? Nobody wants to be in that position. Y'all want some peace leave? This dude can get peace leave for minimal cost. Right? Minimal. It would be pennies on the dollar. I don't want to get too graphic, and I'm just saying. Once y'all get a piece of peace leave, what do y'all get? Like, let's just say, let's give it like 5 hours later. I was trying to do. You get a piece of peace leave. 5 hours later, tell me, what did you really get? It's one of those things that you have to really think about. I know, put it in perspective. You bust that nut. When you get older, you most likely will not bust a nut. All right? It becomes difficult because you've got a lot of it already. You don't have the same value. All right? You bust, and then 5 hours later, like, you're going to say, I had her face in the pillow. You know what I mean? You might feel good about that. You're like, I was really digging her out. Boy, that nut I busted about 5 hours ago, I can still feel it. I feel the results of that. I'm still tingling. My toes are still curled. And if this woman is still around 5 hours later, it's not what you wanted. You probably don't want her to be there. You probably just want to go to sleep in some peace. You want to get her hot ass body off of your body. Get her hair out of your face. The only thing is basically like you want to tell the world, you want to shout out to the world, I got some peace leave. That's what you want to do. You want to tell everybody, hey everybody, I just got some peace leave. You want to be able to cheek it out, put it on your board here, cheek, you know. That's the 57th piece of peace leave I got. Like you want to do stuff like that, but you can't really do it because it's classless. So you can't tell the world you got a piece. You basically got to just be like, just got a piece. And then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then what? That's what y'all don't get. There's nothing else that comes from it. Now, the other stuff that comes from it is very negative. All right, it starts to get negative at that point. Right? She's still around. It's going to cost you some money after the fact. It's going to cost you more money after the fact. She felt like you progressed too fast. Oh, I really didn't want to do that. Let's wait a while before. She's trying to get something out of it. She puts her paw out. She's trying to get an extra date. She's trying to get a relationship out of it. You literally, it starts to go downhill pretty fast. You want to take a shower. You just want to wash your slimy off in the sink without making her feel like she's dirty. I hop right up out of bed, be at the sink. All right. There's really not much to it. And I think we put way too much time and value on it. I get it, dude. I get it, guys. But we put way too much time and value into this that most of the time after we bust, it becomes very much valueless to us. It starts going right down the hill. All right, the time that you put into it, you start looking back. Oh, damn, I did all that for this? Tell me y'all not have ever had that thought. Y'all never had that thought? Damn, oh man. Now she gotta stay here. She asking to spend the night. I gotta wake up with her in the morning. I gotta shuffle her off. I gotta get her out of the house as soon as possible. I just wanna smoke a joint. I just wanna play some damn Nintendo. I wanna play some Mat. You just wanna rush her the hell out of there. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Like, what did I do? Now I have to invest more time just because I wanted a nut. See, this is how men think, and this is what you give up. This is why I tell you, man, look, you want what YouTube Trash Talker has. Then at that point,
I got money.
it becomes a very cheap investment. And it becomes it becomes the investment that you really want. I swear to God, it becomes the investment that this is how you really want it to be done. Delivered right there on a platter, like room service, and then you want the maid to come clean up afterwards. That's what you want. If you can get that every day like that, you probably would do that. You probably would do it exactly like that. If you can do it and guarantee it. It's a guarantee. Room service will be like,
I got money.
here's your peace leave you ordered. Oh, thank you very much. Put that right over there. Thank you very much. How you doing, ma'am? We'll be here for a second. I'll have you back out. You'll be able to have another client in a minute. Here we go. Thank you very much. Hey, someone will see you outside the door. I'll be in the shower. Thank you very much. Do not steal the watch or the computer or anything else. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ma'am. Hey, look, you have a nice life and a good day. The maid come making your sheets. She fluff your pillows up, put a nice piece of chocolate right there on the end of your bed, right there on the pillow. You eat your chocolate, you brush your teeth, then you eat your chocolate or vice versa. Then you be... Oh, did I get the roar? I forgot the roar. That's how guys really probably would do it almost every time. But instead, you do the opposite. You know what I'm saying? You do the opposite. Change. Then you bust a nut. Now you got to bled her down. Well, you know, I'm not really looking for a relationship. I really want you to leave now. Why you want me to leave? Oh, you think I'm that type of girl? No, I really don't think you're that type of girl. I really like you, but you know, I want my space. Well, I ain't leaving. You ever tell a woman to leave? You ever tell a woman to leave? You know, it's time for you to go. And you just got some peace leave from her? How's that gonna go about? Now, I know the Chaz and Tyrone say they do it all the time. If you're a regular dude and you be like, oh boy, look at the time. Oh boy, it's time to go to sleep. Thank you very much for coming. I'm sorry, what? Oh, you just want me to leave, huh? Yeah, it's not that I really want you to leave and all, but it's just I had to get up early in the morning. But when you was inside of my guts, you didn't have to think about what time you had to get up. Yeah, well, I'm not inside of you now, so I have to go to sleep now. Guess what she does? She drags her damn feet. She dragging her feet. She leaving all slow. She looking at her phone. She in the bathroom. She taking all day. She stealing your toilet paper. She's sitting on the edge of your bed. She can't find her watch. I put my watch somewhere. Did you see my earrings? She putting on her shoes all slow as hell. You like, bro, would you get your ass up? Get out of here like the building's on fire. You know what I'm saying? She packing her bag. She shuffling through her bag. I can't find my keys. You like, get out. It don't take 40 minutes to get out of here. She can't put her bra on right. Can you help me snap this on? I can't figure it. Get out. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. And so the reason why she's doing that is because she don't want to feel cheap. Well, the next best thing to do is
I got money.
You just go, hey, look, delivery, service, delivery with the smile. And you can't leave them in a hotel either. A lot of guys are saying just get a hotel room. If the room is in your name, you can't leave her there. All right. Well, thank you very much. I busted. I'm out of here. Shout out to you. Credit cards, incidentals are on my credit card. I'm out of here. Don't damage the hotel room. Bruh, as soon as you leave there, she tearing it up. She tearing that hotel room up. She charging incidentals. She going in that little refrigerator. She taking all them damn things out the refrigerator. All right, look. You guys always think there's a better solution. Oh, just think here. Do not leave them at a hotel room. Don't leave their ass. Leave with them. But then you still have the same problem. Hey, we got to get out of here. Whoa, you think I'm just a pump and dump? Oh, shit. She gonna charge everything to your room. 5 room services. She gonna cut out pieces of the carpet, take the drapes, the towels, and the robe. Hell no, man, no. She gonna have a party. She gonna invite Chad over for seconds. Chad gonna tear up everything. All right, anyway, do not leave them in the hotel room. Don't do that. Vlad P, last one. I know I went off on that one. All right, he says, I don't know. I love my job. Always put on a new client to audit financial statements, learning a ton about business. Soon we'll be making big moves with my cash, and Vlad P is in a great financial position. So shout out to you. I got to get to the show. Sorry, content creator. Sorry, super chatters. All right, I went off on that point, but the point needed to be made. All right, have her pay for the room. Yeah, I mean, you have to have that. But again, good luck on that strategy. I mean, not a lot of women are going to pay for the room. I mean, you can get some, but mostly not. It's going to be a difficult thing. And have her pay for the room. All right, I always consider that, man. I'm like, I ain't leaving no woman at no hotel. All right, somebody did that. That actually came up. That actually came up with a celebrity that did something like that. I can't remember who it was, but they would have girls at hotel rooms, and then the girl will charge up all the stuff on the hotel room. All right, so check this out. This is from the Dr. John Deloney show. Oh, Dr. John, I'll just let you know, because you are kind of not new to YouTube. You have less than 100,000 subscribers. You've came along on the Dave Ramsey train. So I just have to let you know, you're probably going to get a notification that I used this video. But what I'm going to tell you, Dr. John, is this. Yeah, fair use. Excerpts of copyrighted material may, under certain circumstances, be quoted verbatim for purposes such as criticism, news reporting, teaching, and research without the need for permission from and or payment to the copyright holder. So I just have to let that be known. We can use this content in a fair way to deconstruct or construct or criticize or whatnot. Now, I will say, Dr. John does come from the Dave Ramsey family, and as such, his information will be, listen, I'll just give it like this. Dr. John is 90% spot on with the information that he gave about this woman, but I will stop the video routinely because you have to do so under the fair use guideline, and criticize, and teach. So that's what we're going to do. Are we ready? Let's go.
Let's go to Emily in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Emily, what's up?
Hi, Dr. John. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Excellent. What's up? How can I help?
Okay, so my question is, how do I keep...
By the way, that's a nice studio. Definitely something that I would probably try to achieve in the future. Going on. Here we go.
My marriage like fun and silly, spontaneous, and whatnot.
Wait.
My question is, how do I keep my marriage like fun and silly, spontaneous, and whatnot? When
Hold on.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on, Dr. John. I'm ahead of you here. How do I keep my marriage fun, spontaneous, and silly? It doesn't happen. That's not what marriage is, right? That would be a fling, right? That would be a fling for about 6 months. Marriages aren't spontaneous and silly. Marriage is a business, and marriage often gets turned into a business really quick. And you're gonna see she's a big buzzkill. But let's go ahead.
Those were a bunch of words for sexy. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How do you keep your marriage sexy when?
When my husband is constantly making jokes or innuendos that make me feel uncomfortable because my kids are around.
Okay, so as you guys know, this marriage has kids involved, and it seems like now she's saying you're treating me like a piece of meat, and I don't like it, especially when the kids are around. But unfortunately, when you have children, kids are going to be around a lot. Even when you put them to bed, they're going to be around. They always got to get up, get some water, go do something, go take a piss, go something. They're going to ruin your sexual life, all right? The only way you get around it is locking them in the door, but that is called kidnapping and false imprisonment. Can't do that.
Gross. Why does he do that?
Our kids are really young.
Okay.
We have 3 kids, 2 and under.
Okay.
So here it is. My husband makes sexual jokes around our young kids, and I don't like it. I'm not happy. Here we go.
So I think it stems from because, well, before we had kids, I mean, we just lived on our own, and it was, 2 years ago, we could say whatever we wanted whenever we wanted.
Yeah. There it is. Before we had kids, this was fair game. Remember when I showed you the marriage wheel graph, and I said, before the kids, the honeymoon period is there. You'll be able to do things. Then once the investment comes, you had kids. Now she's going to change the rules up. Oh, I don't like that no more. We can't do it that way anymore. Let's change the rules in the middle of the game. And he's going, what? So she wants to change the rules mid-game, and now she's not happy. I'm not happy. All right, let's continue. Some people say hire babysitters, go to a hotel. I don't know if you know, when you have young kids, this is damn near impossible. People are on a budget, right? So not a lot of people have a lot of time to do all of these type of things, because now you have to have a babysitter. If your family is not near you, you have to have somebody willing to spend long nights with your kids, or at least oversee it. This is not for families. For families with young kids, they don't have the resources half the time for that. So let's go ahead and continue. And that's oftentimes not spontaneous either.
Now I think my husband still lives in that our kids don't understand. But I guess I have a fear that because we have all boys, that they are going to pick up on this and think it's okay to treat women in a way that makes them feel uncomfortable.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop this long ass video several times. She is basically making my point. Let's go ahead and go up back on the graph. All right, back on the marriage wheel graph. What it sounds like is she's becoming a feminist. All right, so now she's identified some feminist ideas, and as you can see right here, wife becomes a feminist. In that such, now she's saying you shouldn't treat me like this, and the boys should not learn to treat women like this. But you have a healthy sexual marriage. Shouldn't boys model their relationship after healthy sexual marriages? Yeah, sure. Why not? And the kids are pretty young, so she's acting like they're 8, 9, and 10. They're really 3 and 1. But she's become a feminist now, and she's identifying with feminist ideology right after the investment stage. So again, the marriage wheel, and by the way, 0.3 scans like this. All right, 0.3 scans like this. Okay, so now the wife's becoming a feminist, and she's identifying with feminist ideology. She's like toxic masculinity, and she wants him to change it because the kids are here. Oh man, this is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and continue with this particular point of the video here.
Or, you know, make comments about what they're wearing and not understand that that's just not what I'm allowed to do because I'm a man or something like that.
Gotcha.
And so I've explained this to my husband, and so it seems like it's a roller coaster. Like, he'll do better for a little while, and then he'll kind of revisit this behavior, so to speak, where I'm like, dude, I want to be comfortable in my house. Like, and I'm not.
So she basically said, don't treat me like a piece of meat. Okay, now, previous to the children, she said she didn't mind. Just keep that in mind. So people, listen, there's some women here that might not agree with anything that I'm saying, and it's totally fine. We're giving you from the male perspective. We're not giving you from a complete social indoctrinated psychology perspective or women. The reality is she's changing. Her idea of what the marriage is has completely changed. She changed the rules, and now she wants him to go along with it, and this is going to be a disaster. This is called the bait and switch.
Not comfortable making these jokes around my kids.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? I want you to clear this right here.
Revisit this behavior, so to speak, where I'm like, dude, I want to be comfortable in my house. Like, and I'm not comfortable making these jokes around my kids.
Okay, so she just made 3 errors right there that it tells me it's over. She said, my house, my kids. Guess what's happening to this marriage? She said it 3 times. I want to be comfortable in my house. I want to be comfortable. I want something around my kids. She said it twice. Now, I don't know if you know, that is instinctively telling me that she's already removed the husband from this portion of the relationship. She's already staking claim. She's already taking territory. And when she says my husband, my kids, instead of our house, our kids, this is already a territorial praying mantis. She's already praying mantis them in her mind. Okay, watch this. I'll play it again.
This behavior, so to speak, where I'm like, dude, I want to be comfortable in my house. Like, and I'm not comfortable making these jokes around my kids.
So what this is, when you're going through this, you want to identify this. You want to identify this because this is early on forming of, she's trying to figure out how to get her way out of this, and she's staking claim to the territory. Okay, so there was a point that I was going to make after that. Maybe I'll come back to it. Let's continue.
Even though they're not receptive to it now, I just think that one day they will be.
Sure.
And I'm afraid that this problem, so to speak, won't be handled by then. And then it feels like it will be too late, that this will be ingrained in them.
Okay. So she's worried about something that might not even show up till years later. And he just wants to be, again, he's doing something that she accepted initially, but she doesn't accept anymore.
Okay. So let me ask you a few clarifying questions. Number one, thanks for articulating that. There's a lot there. Before you had kids,
yes.
If he told you something that he thought you were sexy, or you wore something and he's like, man, like, I got 5 minutes if you got 5, like, he was in it. Did you like that? Or, I mean, was that something that was attractive to you? You liked being your husband thinking you were sexy and wanting to be with you? Or did that make you uncomfortable then?
At that point, I was fine with it. I was okay with it because.
At that point, I was fine with it because I didn't have no kids. Remember, she got to get the investment first. Let's just say she wasn't comfortable with it and she just bit her tongue and went along with it. That's because she knew she couldn't divorce rape him and leave him with nothing. There's no investment. She's got to get the investment first. She's got to get the kids. So this second game is allowed because it has consequences to the marriage, meaning kids can be produced from this. All right, but now kids are already produced and she's already trying to cut bait.
Because it was rare.
Not finding okay. Like,
I was comfortable with it. Like, I accepted it. I liked it. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, boy, I was comfortable with it. I accepted it. I liked it before the kids.
It was well received.
Okay,
it was well received.
What I'm getting at is, was it something that you just tolerated? That's his weird thing that he likes to. And was that a weird? Yeah, you tolerated a strange sexual perversion he has, and it's not. But I'm just go with my language there.
Right.
Or did you like? No, it was awesome. I like being recognized.
No, yeah, it was awesome. It
Okay.
was rare then because before we had kids, my husband, he's a reserved person as it is, so it was rare then. It seems like it's amped up since we've had kids, and maybe it's because
It's because you ain't giving them no peace leave. I mean, come on, it's easy. He didn't have to do it because you guys were easy. You can initiate it easier, and you can be spontaneous. Now you have to be less spontaneous because there's children around all the time, and he has a desire that needs to be met. Now, there's a thing that's going to happen that's going to be negative after this, and I'll get to some super chats after a couple more minutes of this. But the negative thing about this is that if they manage to survive this, what's going to happen is he's going to get trained and conditioned that he can't be sexualizing her, and he's not going to initiate. And then the kids are going to get older, and she's going to say, "Why don't you initiate?" And then he's going to say, "Well, you told me not to." And he might be jacking off the porn, or he might be getting feet pictures. He might have a sugar baby. He might have a hire prostitutes. He might start doing that, having an affair. And so he will never initiate with her. And then she's going to say, "Well, if you're not going to initiate with me,